Recently, I was counseling with somebody who's dealing with some pretty significant past hurts in his family. And there's old resentments, and there's pain from his childhood, and there's unresolved trauma or unhealed trauma. A lot of layers, and he's diving into therapy and to self-work and self-reflection and doing all the things. He's committed to it, he's aware of the need, he's willing to do the work, and still he's pretty overwhelmed by it, which I totally get. And we touched on lots of different pieces, and one of those pieces is that some of those things that have caused such pain in his family system are things that can't be changed. They're well in the past. Times where he was working and gone for work, and his family felt like he had prioritized work over them, that he was choosing against them, that they were abandoned. He was trying to choose work to provide for his family, and they received it very differently. That's their stuff to work through and work out. And one of the challenges when we seek to make amends is we want to make a repair, and sometimes we can, right? We break something, and so we fix it, or we buy a replacement, or we take something that isn't ours, and so we give it back, or maybe give it back with something else. There are some things where there's sort of a one-for-one in making amends, but there are some things where there really isn't a one-for-one. There isn't a chance to sort of make it better in any kind of way that is just. Or fair. And that includes some of those things. Like, I was gone for work, for months. I can't fix that. That was more than 10 years ago now. So what do I do with that? And I think a significant piece is for, we're reconciling with our loved ones to acknowledge, this caused pain that I didn't mean to cause, maybe that I wasn't even aware of, even until now, but it's a tender spot for us, and I'm sorry. And at the very least, I want to acknowledge the pain that is there, the hurt that is there, and very real and true for you. And if I can do something to help make a repair, I want to do that. And asking the person that you love, what do you need from me? What would help restore the trust? What would help heal the pain? And to think about that. And to acknowledge that sometimes the pain of our past, or of our childhood, or the wrongs that we've done, or the losses that we've done, or the sins that we've committed, we can't fix those things. We can't undo them, and we can't take away the pain that we've inflicted. And so sometimes for true and complete healing, we need something and someone other than ourselves. We need God. And that is part of where we rely on our faith, and we say, God, there's a gap here, there's a pain here, there's a wound here that I can't fix. I can't make amends, I can't pay enough, do enough, work enough, any of those things to fix it, God, and I need you to fill the gap. And some folks would say, oh, well, that's a cop-out, right? Like, you're just only going part way and expecting God to do the backfilling. But the reality is, God does that. And the reality is, there are things we cannot make amends for. There are things we cannot make repairs for. And God doesn't want us to have to live in the mess of that suffering. And so we say, God, I surrender to you. For all the things that I cannot do, God, I need you. And for all the things I can do, God, I need you to give me the strength and the courage and the humility to get after them and to do them. Reconciliation can be really hard work. It can demand a lot from us. Digging into the pains of our past, those that were inflicted upon us and those that we've inflicted upon others, can be really hard work. And we don't have to do it alone. We can do it in community. We can do it with church support, and we can do it with the power and the grace of God that covers all those spaces that we can't fill ourselves. May you call upon God for the necessary work in your life and your relationships. And may you see God show up in some really beautiful and powerful ways. Take care, friends.